The learning outcomes of this report is networking skills in the game of Monopoly. First, we will learn to improving the traditional Monopoly closer to the real-world situation while retaining its original gameplay. Second, we can experimenting studies such as meta models, behaviors, and psychological factors on business simulation game learning. Monopoly also can train players to learn the class objectives such as dynamic decision making. Lastly, we can discuss the experience and feelings throughout these activities. The class size in the Monopoly game minimum 2 to 4 players is ideal.
Okay, Monopoly game requires some material to play. The main material that must be available is the classic Monopoly board. The properties are named after specific place in the country where the games was released. In addition, for this game it required a token, 2 dice, grand card, Monopoly banknotes, 32 house are made of plastic, and 12 hotel, and 16 chance cards, and 16 community chess card.
Okay, we go to the time duration. The end of the Monopoly rule book that it state the rule for a short game and then say around 20 minutes to 180 minutes in the header. On the back, it state the rule for a game that has one termination hour, decide according to the rule and round set. And there are half rule, but in the guidebook, it's not specified how long has usual the Monopoly game last because it depends on strategy and rule. Okay, thank you.
When player land on property owned by another player, the owner will collect rent from player in accordance with the list on its title deed. If player do not have enough money to pay rent or other obligations during his or her turn, player may choose to sell property. Buildings may be sold to the bank for one-half for the purchase price. Buildings may not be sold to another players. Unimproved property can be sold to any player for any amount. If the property is mortgaged, no rent can be collected. Finally, player may choose to end game at any time and total the total worth of each player, which including buildings and all property worth. Player may also choose to play until all but one player has been declared bankrupt. Bankruptcy occurs when a player owns more than he or she can play. Player must turn over all that he or she have, including money and title deeds, to the bank or another player, depending on who the current debt is owed to. Any player who has declared bankruptcy is no longer part of the game. According to the rules of Monopoly, the last player in the game or the player with the most money who wins.
Data gathering of this report is Monopoly game is a very challenging game to complete because apart from the traditional game, it becomes more necessary to achieve the teaching purpose applied by the different courses. By explaining how the fun game learning can be closer to the real-world situation. For an example, when the player playing this game, they may feel situating in the real situation and make suitable investment decisions. Through the Monopoly online platforms, players may easily achieve the purpose of the theme of the game through the simple platform. Also, to illustrate the solution with some graphical pictures gave a clearer expression to the player to easily understanding the game.
Okay, now we go to the rationale of the simulation. For number one is something to do for a group gathering. Number two, promotes a bonding and interpersonal connection. Number three, boost confidence and firm decision-making skill. Number four, reduce the risk of mental degradation. And number five, promote spending wisely to avoid debt. Number 6, boost memory formation and cognitive skill. And number 7, teach entrepreneur about the basic money management. And number 8, reduce stress and boost the immune system. And number 9, provide common ground to bridge generation gaps. And number 10, teach the importance of calculating risks. And number 11, the importance of breeding but not fully relying on relationship. And number 12, develop effective negotiation skill. And the last one is teach a basic mathematics skill to the children.
Of the
Thank you.
simulation of this game. And the topic is about networking skill. As we know, Monopoly is about a business game, and we know it one of a classic game. It's seen 1918. Okay. From this game, it can develop the way how to networking skill in business. Okay. And the second is the skill that we can use from this game is about how we speaking to the people, and how we can make a collaboration to them about how we can take their company or their site the same color with us. Okay. And from that we can we also can we also use a networking skill game. Okay. The third, this game is very quite fun, because it can play 4 or 3 or 2 people. Okay, that's all. Thank you.